Hey, are we on? Yes. Hello. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've been in a moist cave for hours now. Uh, my name is Judd. This is the actual play Twitch stream. It's called the Northern Death Pantheon. We're playing a game of Godbound. And uh, hello, Grimlost. Thank you for coming. And we're going to make up a Pantheon tonight and then do some playing and punch some cosmic stuff in the face, because that's what this game does well. We are on the actual play Twitch stream channel, so all subscription monies goes to the Trans Legal Defense Fund and Black Lives Matter. Sean, didn't you just make a drop for that recently?
I did. Yeah, we just got paid out from Twitch, and so we were able to make a donation to both organizations, and cool. I think that's super freaking cool. So keep the cheer, keep the subs coming. They're going to a good place. We literally give 100% of the proceeds. As soon as the check comes in, I split it in half and send it to those two. So by subbing to us, you make us feel warm and fuzzy, and also you're doing a good thing.
Yeah, that is nice. Cool. Jay, how is your night going? Is anything you are working on that you want to talk about, or any of that after you tell us how you're doing?
I'm pretty good. It's my birthday month, so I feel like
nice.
This game is kind of like a present. There are 3 games I get to play in this month, so I'm celebrating all month. I got lifted going out from the zine Kickstarter last year, so I got to push that out. I'm behind, but PDFs are done. They should be going out, and then printing, and then that'll be off my plate.
Awesome! Congrats! And speaking of getting stuff off your plate, Ray, I've heard that you got something off your plate recently, and it was a good kind of emotional thing.
I did the biggest. So I finished the final draft of Apocalypse Keys. It's going through editing now. It ended up being about I think it was like, I lost count after 110,000 words. I think
wow.
It's intense. I thank you, Jen Martin, for editing Apocalypse Keys. But yeah, also it is also my birthday month, so I am. Hello, the two of us get to celebrate. So I'm also glad that this is also a birthday gift to me, being a death god with y'all. I'm very excited about it.
Nice. Nice. I was excited to get the game with you, so that's fantastic. How long, may I ask, how long was from the first note about the game to now handing it in? Like what was the cycle like?
Yeah, it was, it's so funny. I looked up the first tweet where I was like, I'm going to do research on and read Hellboy comics. That was March 2020.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember working on Apocalypse Keys going like, by the time I finish this, the Panini will be a thing in the past, and this book will be a reflection of that. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time. So it's been a really long time, and Sean has been babysitting me for a while.
Very happily working with you on this project.
Everybody needs someone like Sean to support them if they're going to make the game. Like it has to happen. So it's definitely not babysitting. It's just what I think every creative human needs. There's something really interesting. I don't want to turn this into a game design podcast, but about creating a game about the end of the world and starting in March 2020. That's intense.
That is
intense. I know. Actually, there were a lot of us designers working on things around the same time, where it was like Doom, Ruin. Luke was also working on one around the same time. So we're it's like we're all drawing from the same source almost.
Now we're coming to play Death Gods. We're like, oh, we need some control, damn it. I just want to pretend I have control. Just please, for 10 minutes. Cool. Good segue, Ray. Thank you for tossing that volleyball in the air for me. Luke, what are you working on? How is game design going?
Well, not to jump on a bandwagon, it is also my birthday month.
Oh my goodness.
We've got a trio of Capricorns in this call, so
Yes.
of course, with this chthonic Earth energy, we are all playing death cards and burying people in the Earth.
Love it.
Yeah, I've been kind of wrapping up revisions and then starting another round of revisions on my folk horror game. So I'm like thinking a lot about blood and how it feeds the land.
Yeah.
And makes the crops grow.
Nice. Nice. That's that I when I find folk horror stuff, there are a couple people I email it to, and Luke, you were on that list, so definitely it's yes, good. I'm glad I'm sending that stuff to the right place. I can tell from your reactions, but yeah, awesome, cool. And Sean, how are you, what's going on? I feel like you just put up an Evil Hat update. Like your Twitter has been busy.
Yeah. I sort of decided it's not even like a New Year's resolution as much as I just sort of like looked at Twitter and I was like, sure, Twitter, I'll try your crack cocaine again. So I just sort of started tweeting again. I don't know why. I don't know if I'll keep it up, but it has been fun to announce all the stuff going on because we had just so much this month. So it's Evil Hat month at Roll20, and that means we have all of our Fate stuff is on sale, Monster of the Week's on sale, a bunch of stuff is 20% off, like 50 titles that are 20% off. And we released a free Monster of the Week, a completely free Monster of the Week module, and we released 6 new Fate of Cthulhu stretch goals, and we're releasing Prism next week, and Advanced Lovers and Lesbians just came out, and that's just Roll20. And then I got to announce Fate of Umdar, which is going to take the Masters of Umdar Fate world and turn it into a whole standalone game, and the Dagger Isles supplement, which is going to expand Dagger Isles for Blades in the Dark, and Improv for Gamers Second Edition, which is going to build off of that. And I feel like I'm forgetting one more because there's too much stuff in my brain. But and Realms of Chaos, which is Agon in space, Thor Ragnarok Agon. So yeah, so many new things that I finally got, the okay to start talking about. So they've been all, in the works, but now I get to talk about them. And as you mentioned, Apocalypse Key is getting to final editing stage is very, very exciting. So
yeah.
If I may, Sean, sounds like less of a tweet thread, more of a tweet novel.
Yeah, it was my longest tweet thread for Evil Hat. Like I've sent out really long tweet threads that were like Thanksgiving tweets where I like said stuff people I cared about, but like this was just it took me like 3 hours to write it. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
So much tweeting. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. If you like Evil Hat stuff, check out my Twitter account.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
Awesome. So let's start making some death gods, because heck yeah. So I've got the creating your hero steps in front of me, and I've got to say, reading them over, this has never been the way that I have ever made a Godbound character ever, because it buries the sexy stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, pick 3 facts about your hero and record them, and then pick 3 words. And I always start with the words because I think it's the most interesting mechanic in the game, and I don't understand how you could do it any other way. So I think we'll come back.
Let's choose my 15 strength before we think about what I'm a god of.
Yeah. I get it. I get why that is there. I understand, but I think now let's table of contents. What am I going to click on? Rules of the game or divine powers? Yes, I'm clicking on divine powers. Is what I'm clicking
Why
on.
would you not?
Why?
It's right there.
What monster doesn't do that? I don't know. And so yeah, we've got the words of creation. I emailed everybody some concepts. So I think maybe we want to start there and just kind of start that conversation a little bit and just say like, do we have ideas or I know, Luke, I know you were the first person to come to me and say, hey, I think I've got an idea. What are you thinking?
I had a list of words even, and now I've lost it.
Great.
But it's fine. I'll recreate it somehow.
Yeah.
I am really interested in the idea, and I was DMing Ray about this a bit as well. I'm really interested in the idea of like, right, like if we're death gods, there's one thing we definitely know about us, which is that like, you know, we have some responsibilities related to like what happens to dead people and where they go.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in the idea of like, what does it mean for that to not necessarily be like really obvious? Like, you know, I am the god who takes soldiers to the afterlife, and I am the god of war. You know, I am the god who, you know, I don't know, takes people who starve to death, and I am the god of farming.
Yeah.
So I am really interested in the juxtaposition of a god of gentle death who takes people who like die of natural, you know, who die in their beds at the end of a very long life, having lived well, who is also the god of war. I think those two things as like an intersection really interests me.
Yeah. That is interesting, because if you begin the war, you know that there are going to be less people dying that way, right?
And also, I think kind of baked in that is a premise that like like in an ideal sense, the purpose of violence is to like safeguard your people such that they will live like you know, longer and happier lives, and like that's what I got.
Love it. And I think this can also definitely be a situation where you know, more than one of us have the death word, and so we have, you know, just, you know, either we have powers that overlap, or we pick different powers within the word of creation of death, or whatever. Cool. Sean, you also had an idea. You were the second person to come to me.
Yeah. I really liked. Let's see. Let's pop it up. Hey, why do you not? There we go. Luke, we lost you for a second, but we got you back. So
yes, the button for leave studio was right next to some other important
I
icons on my desktop.
Yes. It's so close, yeah.
The button to end broadcast is this giant red button, and it's just constantly looking at me like, push the button, Sean. Push the button. So I love boats, and I love the open water. That's just a Sean thing. My dad owned 14 boats over the course of his life, and I spent a lot of time with him. And they're all sailing boats. He vehemently hated motorboats and fiberglass. They were all wood sailing boats. He'd call fiberglass Tupperware. And just, you know, so I love the smell and the feel of being on boats. So when you sent these sort of high concepts over, the shipwright immediately stood out to me. And the thing about the shipwright that I think about, like, one is obviously the ability to make boats and be on the ocean. That is super cool. But two is the offer of opportunity and peril in equal measure, or sometimes unequal measure. That like sailing is inherently this risky venture. To hopefully deliver cargo or find a new place or scout an area. Like all of the reasons why someone might go onto the water, they all have to be measured against the fact that like the water wants to drown you and take you away, and like not like you might not make it. Like it is inherently this risky thing. So I love the notion of the shipwright as this both an artificer, but also on a more like metaphorical level, the offer of opportunity and peril. And that was where I was going with that. I don't know. I didn't look at the book. I don't know if that fits any words, but that's what I'm about. And I just want to have that smell of sea salt in the air.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a word for, I believe, sea, and a word for artifice, and a word for sky. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I think could fit on what you're saying, and we can play with that. So that's great. I grew up a mile from the ocean in New Jersey, and there have definitely been times in my life where I meet someone and I'm like, you should have grown up closer to a large thing that didn't care about you. Because you need some humility, motherfucker. Like you clearly did not like grew up next to something so vast that just could wipe out everyone you know. Like you needed to be a little closer to that. Awesome. Speaking of New Jersey, yeah.
I grew up in the Mendocino Headlands. Sorry.
Okay.
And the way the waves break against the headlands in Mendocino is just
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice.
Sean, there is a word for journeying, which feels like some of those like adventure vibes.
Yeah. And it also allows you to travel and go places fast, and great, cool. Ray, what are you do you have ideas, Ray? Do you want me to come back? What are you thinking?
I do have ideas.
Cool.
They're very sad, creepy ideas, which feels appropriate for the game.
Yeah.
I was thinking because the idea is like our Pantheon has been asleep for a long, long time, right? So we're from a culture from long ago, and so I can't help but think like back then we weren't like the people weren't allowed to like seek out vengeance on their own. It was something that only the gods could handle.
Yeah.
And so like the idea is like as humans they had to do their best to just try to work things out, but there was one god that you could go to if you wanted to take vengeance into your own hands. If you had to prove to the god that there was no other path, that you had to seek out vengeance and kill who it was that wronged you, but it had to like wrong the whole community, right? It can't just be a personal thing. So I think that's the god that I am of. I am the one who will guide you to seek out your vengeance.
Oh, that's awesome. There in the lexicon of the throne, which is like the supplement to this book, there is a word for vengeance, and I know someone used it in a one shot I ran, and it was great. So it's well worth taking a look at. Cool. That's a cool idea, and I think we're gonna like get our ideas out, start getting them onto character sheets, and then we'll start linking them to each other and figure out like who is siblings, and is there a parent, or are you all siblings and there was some huge parent that you put to sleep or something? Yeah. Oh, Luke's
Gemini's character's in a fraught romantic relationship. We've already talked about that.
Okay, got it. I don't know Ray other than through gaming. So the only way I know Ray is through watching you game. And so when I wrote the description for the character of like the consort to the Witch Queen, I literally thought to myself, if Ray plays that, Ray's character is going to make out with the whole world. Like they're going to make out with the entire world. So I vengeance is awesome. I think there will still be plenty of I don't doubt your ability to still do that with a vengeance character, but cool. That's awesome. Jay, what you had ideas too. What are you thinking?
So I saw, am I muted? Oh no, there we go. I saw you had the Castilian of all tombs.
Yeah.
So I've been cooking on that all day.
Yeah.
And I think I see it as the word for underworld. That was a big calling. It was talking to me, but I didn't see it in the Godbound book. But we can talk about that. Yeah,
it's in the again, it's in the lexicon of thrones. And I
okay, cool.
Yeah, we can
so I think I'm that god, but I think I care about the tombs, keeping the dead, right? Like Cerebus. Once you're dead, you don't get to go back, right? And the dead that did cross over, they got to bring them back, right? They don't belong on that side; they belong on this side.
Nice.
And so I'm that god, but I'm also, I'm about the tombs and how we keep the dead and how we respect the dead and that type of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
And the underworld.
What do you think your character, like, is your character the one you go to for permission to do necromancy and bring something back as undead?
Yeah, no, because I will never give you permission to do those things.
Oh wow, necromancy is out.
Never.
Hey Jay, since we've never played brothers who didn't get along before in games.
Dude, that game was awesome. I think that was my gateway into LARPs. I was always hesitant and scared and afraid, and we played that game. I'm like,
Nice.
this is fantastic.
It was Game of Inheritance, and I was I was younger brother trying to get my older brother to like me or to fight me, but I was like terrified of him. So every time Jay would be like, "You want to fight?" I'd be like, "No!" Like I'd run away and go to Dad. It was really fun. Anyway, Jay, I like the way what you're talking. Like I'm really vibing very hard on this notion of us being siblings that are very divergent, and like where I'm all about offering opportunity and things like that, you're like, no, honor the tombs. I'm like, no, go places, find new things. And you're like, no, honor the hearth and the home. Yes. I would very much love it if, I don't know if this needs to be a word or whatnot, but I would be super down with being the one who people are like, oh, but could we maybe get out of the death area? And I'm like, yeah, just get on the ship, right? So
I love it. Yes,
I'm down with being the one that people like. You're the god of the underworld, but I will ferry people out of it.
Right.
It's not it's like not what I should be doing, but and I can imagine that causing us friction. And I say brothers, but I don't want to describe genders to our characters, right? Like siblings. Yeah. I think that
siblings. No, I like that. I'm good.
Sean Nittner, the god of loopholes.
Love it. I love the idea of journeying as a way to get around death. I think that's super, super cool. There might be a word for necromancy too, is there? Or is that just death? I think it might just
be a sorcery. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably have a sorcery.
Maybe. Their sorcery is. We'll look. We'll read. We'll figure it out. Cool. Let's pick some words. And then let's pick some powers. Does everybody have like access to the books on their own? Do you need me to send you all a link again? Because I did that, but I'm happy to do it again. I just want to make sure that everybody can kind of work as we go, and we'll kind of work and chat and work and figure it out. But
I just put the link in chat, so hopefully I put it in private chat and not.
You did.
Yes, I did. Everybody ignore the folder.
Thank you.
I'm sure. No.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. So there's that. And
one of the first games I ever streamed, I sent out on Twitter the like private link, and just like some jerk showed up and was like, "What?" And we were like, "I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong link." And he was like, "It's your fault. I'm here now." And I was like, "No, you are banished.
Wow.
You are gone."
I had a similar, Oof.
Anyway, I'm saying it's rookie mistakes. I hear you. Let's pick some words and then pick some powers. I believe you get
6 points, 1 per lesser, 2 per greater, I think.
Yep.
I have a question for the group. Except Judd. We're going to overrule Judd if we need to. Do we... So, like, there's a domain for death. We are a bunch of death gods. Do we all want to take it? Do we all want to get it for free? Like, how do we want to mechanically reflect the death godness of us all?
Legit. Yeah.
To answer that, I want to know, do we get 6 points of powers per word or total? Total. I think we should each get free death. Like, if you want to double down on death, you take death as your thing. Otherwise, you get one death. You get one lesser gift, or maybe we get one lesser gift for free or something like that of death. Like, we're death gods, we get a little deathiness no matter what.
Cool.
Unless that would
roll a little green like.
Yeah.
Just as a treat.
Yes. I love when I just sit back and let y'all like make your own stuff, because that was way less than I was gonna just give you for so great. Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Everyone gets all of the powers. Just all of
No, I was gonna go too far. It was just too.
What?
It was gonna be too deathy. It was gonna be too much eyeliner. It was just. It might.
Hold
it
on
might
now.
It
Wait,
might
we're
have
talking about
run.
eyeliner?
It might have
Wait.
run.
Wait. I can get eyeliner and black lipstick for next time. I promise. I can.
Sounds good.
I can get that together.
I'm going to use this voice until you tell me what you're going to offer.
My idea was that you all have access to the death word, and maybe there's some power or some shrine or something or some ceremony that you have to do to like change your word, so you could actually like shift around the death words and get different things at different adventures. So maybe like once an adventure, you can kind of like go to, you know, the whatever, the first skull and take out a new power if you needed to and put the other power back. But I don't know if that's just needlessly complicated, and the way Sean did it is just way better. So what are y'all thinking? Is that?
Thank you for sharing the idea. I've returned to normal voice.
Yes.
I think the notion that we would have one like wiggle power, you know, where you can do a ritual and change it out is cool. But also, I'm looking at the number of lesser gifts there are in death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. So if the 4 of us each took one anyway, we'd have most of them covered. But, you know, I could also see like the desire to change it out. I like that. I think we should combine them. I think we should each get a lesser power, and there should be some way to change that. You know,
cool. Sounds good. Love it. Cool. We can figure that out. There's like, you know, we can figure that out.
I do want to put a pitch out. I don't think it should be easy to change it.
Okay.
I think the idea of there being some specificity to us is fun to me.
Cool.
That doesn't look good. How about that? All right. There's the death. Man, I really wish more people would make game books designed for screen sharing in streams. I'm sure that's a real, because it's so hard to read. I think this is illegible.
So I hear you're saying that we should do this for Apocalypse Keys, right? Like, make it.
Well, I wonder who is the publisher who could help make this happen.
I mean, that's an interesting point. Is, you know, we do layout, generally speaking, for PDF and print to be identical, but does it make sense to do a stream specific design layout? And the answer is yes. Let's put a pin in it, because how to do that is another story. But, so I'm just throwing up the death ones since we're looking at them, and I can't show them all, but this is Judd. This is penultimate streaming right now. Not just 2 people looking at a book, but 5 people looking at a book.
5 people looking at a book. I feel like we have outdone ourselves. I will do a reading from an obscure part of the book later. Just in case. I don't want to lose any of the 10 people who are watching right now. I will read about how Thaco works in this game. I promise. I promise that's coming.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
So if I have this right, we're all going to pick a lesser gift from death.
You got it. And that's
free.
But
if I also pick death, and that one's free. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So if I also pick death,
then
that's on top of whatever else I get.
You got it. You got it.
Nice. That makes sense.
Essentially leaves death as an option for you if you like want that to be your jam, but you can still dabble even if you know,
if you want to be even deathier.
Yeah, no, I think death is my jam. Do I have to look human? I don't have to look human, do I?
What are you thinking?
So I think of Anubis, but maybe I have a buzzard head or an owl head.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with that. Yes. I'm saying yes. Yes. There's definitely like a jerk GM on my shoulder who's like, don't let him do that. But I don't know why. I don't know where that person's coming from or why they're there.
It's the ghost of Kevin Crawford.
It's a ghost of somebody. Oh no!
I was gonna say it's a ghost of like a grognard somewhere that you.
That's Gary Gygax, actually.
It's Gary Gygax. Can't have a brother.
Actually, I was gonna say, Jay, like, because you're like the god of keeping the dead, it feels like Keeper of the Graves would be pretty cool for you, unless you also want to just have people show up and like call the undead. That would also be cool.
No, I was definitely, when I was cooking on this, Keeper of the Graves was one of the things that was in my head to be able to, that's part of being a custodian of tombs and graves. And so I'd like that if, I'm not saying no one else can't have it, but I think that's the thing I'd take.
Yeah.
I have to take a Pale Crown Beckons. One, because it's the most freaking metal name there.
Yeah.
2, because it reminds me of something that Ray created in like I just feel like it's out of Apocalypse Keys. And 3, because it lets me summon undead, which I'm sure is going to drive you absolutely effing crazy, Jay. So 100, I'm taking a Pale Crown Beckons.
Nice.
Nice.
Jam-
That is fantastic.
Ray, it feels like with your like Vengeance Jam, Mantle of Quietus is like a pretty cool. And you're like, yeah, come on, hit me. Like,
Yeah, I was looking at that or Scythe Hand. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Luke, which one is calling out to you?
I'm gonna take Withholding the Mercy. I think.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, it
For
even has
a lot of
mercy
the
in it.
process of dying, I think that makes a lot of
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. But like Jay, I think I'm gonna go with death as one of my words. So I'm gonna have a couple more.
Sounds good.
I love that you like. I'm really glad. Before looking at any of the powers, I just said let's each have a lesser one, right? Like that seems. I love that there's a lesser gift called No Release, where you're just like you can't die. Like you can just decide like they can't die, and I don't get to take that. Although I would love to just be like, yeah, I can decide if someone can't die, but it's not my purview. And I'm very interested if either of you decide to take it, because that is such a wicked, cool, just like. I don't know. I'm thinking of that Xena episode where like Hades was shut down for a day or something like that, and no one could die, and it was just like
nobody
awful.
could die.
Yeah. So Ray, what did you decide? Which one?
I'm really torn between having a 200-foot range scythe, I'm just
Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
or to have my anime JoJo Bizarre Adventure, like you can't attack me. So,
You'll only hurt yourself.
oh, you dare approach me? I'm really struggling. Yes, I'm breaking the again. We've been watching Stone Ocean. Hello, chat. That's Matthew, my partner. The disembodied voice. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mantle of Quietus. I'm gonna resist the Scythe Hand for now.
Okay.
There is no resisting the Scythe Hand.
I bet the Word of Vengeance is going to have plenty of cool damage things for you.
Oh,
so
that's true. That's true.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, because I found it too. So it's in the throne thing.
Yeah,
Lexicon of the Throne.
Lexicon of the Throne. Yep.
Yeah.
Vengeance.
Vengeance. No, Alexa, go away. How did you?
Alexa's like, would you like vengeance, Sean? Vengeance, did you say?
Vengeance.
No, Alexa, no.
I have found Vengeance on Amazon.com.
Yeah. It's currently offering me Innovations award-winning solo secure a forefront of personal safety through. I don't even know what that's meant to say. That doesn't even add up to anything sensible. Okay. I should probably stop looking at your cool moves, Ray, and start looking at mine.
Definitely.
Oh, I wanted to check in terms of safety. How do people feel about insects? Because there's a word for insects. And okay.
Bring on the bugs.
Yeah, we don't need to go into detail. So yeah.
Insects. Got it. I did not know what you just said. I was like, that's a term I don't know. I'm going to learn something tonight. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
I hate to ask you to educate me, but I don't know what that means. And Luke was like giving double thumbs up. So I was like, Luke knows what it means. It makes sense. I definitely, it makes sense.
Next stream will bring some fun Australian animals along.
I am so glad that I figured that out before I really made an ass of myself. And it's going to be recorded and archived. That's great.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judd.
Nope. You go.
I have found a solution to the custom word that I wanted.
Yeah.
I found one that at least mechanically will give me what I want for now, and we can come back on it.
Oh, good.
I'm going to take Passion because there's some powers here that can let me do comforting type stuff.
Cool. Good. And we can we can rewrite and mess around with things.
We're game designers.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah.
The only time I stop people is when they start making a whole new game. I'm like, nope, y'all need to finish the games you're working on. You need to stop. There's a point where I was gaming with like Luke and Strash and Lauren, and I was like, I will stop you all from designing a game. I promise. You cannot. You all have too much on your plate right now, and you cannot start designing a game out of frustration. So I will not allow it. Please don't. I adore you. I adore you all.
Love my character who can, quote, snuff the heart's candle now.
Nice. Nice.
I think I might have my 3 words.
Cool. What are you thinking?
Death for sure.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going with fire and protect, or fire and fear.
Interesting. Yeah.
The fire is the cleansing fire of that,
Yeah.
Then you get to go home to where I live.
Cool. So the other thing that's interesting about what you all have done is you've kind of made a culture, right? So I wonder if the Witch Queens were left in place by you and they have morphed into something that you hadn't anticipated during your sleep, and now they've ventured from the path, or I think it's going to be interesting to see you all kind of take hold of the old Stang Scaries again, and start to let people know that they've strayed, because we've got all these.
The priesthood long ago have now become a monarchic ruling class, and it's like it's not our intention actually.
Right. Yeah, I think that sounds interesting.
I really wonder, Ray, now that you are no longer around, well, you're back now, but while you were not around to grant people permission to commit violence to each other, did that mean no one did any violence to each other? My guess is no. My guess is that's not what happened. So I wonder how many people have been, putting their hands in the cookie jar while we were away.
Time to cut off all those hands.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's a lot of hands that might need to go. You might need that size. You might need 100-foot size for.
Yeah. Interesting. So, Luke, are you thinking of the passions word and what else? What else are you?
Death,
war?
Passions, and then I'm like, but like war is. Like all of war's powers really like presume that we are going to be leading armies, which I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, I don't want to take like murder instead, or do I want to take like the sword, or do I want to do something weirder and more abstract?
Right.
I will say the way you said murder was filled with so much joy. I just want to point that out.
I'm still upset that John Harper cut murder as an action from Blades in the Dark.
Yeah, I mean, we had a long discussion about murder as a outcome rather than an action, right? Like, how do you go about murdering somebody? And like, it's so funny. Blades in the Dark almost got engineered a completely different way. It almost got engineered because of that one conversation. It's like how the U.S. we almost spoke German instead of English, right? Like, it was like such a close tie. It almost turned to be all about outcomes, like murder, and then stuck with actions because they're easier to describe what it means. But yeah, murder was.
You might have the same problem though with saying I roll murder is just too much fun. I think people would want to do it all the time, and I mean I think Apocalypse World kind of had this problem with the early move. What the heck was it called? Go aggro. Like everyone wanted to go aggro, and no one knew what it meant. And when I was playing it, it was just like I go aggro, and I'm like, do you? Kind of sounds like you're seizing by force, and I'm like, oh, but I do it in an aggro way. So yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. Sometimes those things can sound too cool, and yeah. How are folks doing? Do we have like words and powers? Are we? Does anyone have to sound something out or say, hey,
I have a pitch. I've just seen something.
Okay.
So I was scrolling through Lexicon of the Throne.
Yes.
And I hit the end and I kept scrolling and I saw concept words and I was like, ooh, this is fun. And then I saw dragon.
You just gotta throw dragons there, don't you, Luke? You just gotta be like, it wasn't good enough with death and islands. You're just like, but what about dragons?
Yeah, like, what if I'm a god who is a dragon? Is my question. I'm not attached to it, but like, I think that could be cool. A comforting dragon who coils around you as you're dying of old age, comfortably in your bed.
I think if you were a giant serpent, I am 100 down with it. I think if you are a D&D style dragon with wings and flying around.
Who are you talking to? I am a worm spelt with a Y. Thank you very much. There are no 6-legged D&D dragons here.
I don't want to like yuck your yum. If you wanted to be, a D&D dragon, it's all your thing. But I'm very down with the worm.
But also, yes, I want to get consensus if I'm gonna be a dragon. I'm not attached to being a dragon. How do people?
The big question is, can dragons still make out? I mean, I think they can, but this is important.
Well,
I will say there's an entire game about dragons making out called Dragon Hearts. I just want to put that.
I would take the power that lets me turn into a human for more easy making out.
Got it. I think having a dragon is cool. I think we've already got like non-human-y stuff going on, and I think we've already decided that we're, this isn't humans with a spark of a god in them, or of the spark of whatever of divinity. This is gods who are waking up and slowly regaining their power. So I'm totally down with one of those gods being a dragon. I think that's awesome. So I'm cool. Is everybody cool? Are we like, it's all right. It's not killing the good.
I give enthusiastic consent.
Good. I'm glad Sean, figured out what kind of dragon so we can, that's good.
Sorry to get off patriotic. Hold on.
I think that's important. I think that's important to say like, hey, I don't want a D&D dragon flying around. Like, I think that's a legit thing to want in a game. Like, I'd like to picture us a certain way, Yeah.
I'm almost offended that Sean would think that I would put a D&D dragon in a game.
Call it the fact that we're playing a very D&D-ish game that has tainted my,
So because I've worked in public libraries, and because the line between romance novels and porn is like microscopically thin, right?
I mean, it's blurry
it's blurry it's ridiculous. So one of my colleagues came back from like a romance, new book meeting and was like, there's a whole genre about dragons humping things. And I was like, yeah, there is. I'm sure there is. Yes, that's true. And I was like, do not Google that, by the way. You will find more than you bargained for. And yeah. So anyway, these are like conversations I professionally got to have at work where I was like, yes, interesting. Great. Order those books. Fantastic.
I'm running into an issue that there's too many things I want, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna, we'll probably level up pretty fast. Like, I think the system we've got, I think it's going to happen, fairly fast. So not a problem. And there are opportunities to get new powers and new words. And then at some point we should talk about facts, because I think we could have a lot of fun with that and use that in ways that maybe were not intended, but could still be really fun for us. And I will find that page right now.
Ray, what are your words?
So my words are vengeance, desire, and insects.
Yes!
It's a horrifying combination.
Don't you talk about my husband like that.
So I'm still going to be very sexy, just insect-like, just
Wow.
content warning, insects.
All right, so you're good. Oh man.
Oh,
Okay.
I just wanted to say hi to John in the chat. Hello. Yes, I had to chat about Dragon Hearts. It's very, very good.
Oh, awesome! That is really a thing.
It is. It's a good game. It's a Firebrands game. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It has a great, super satisfying climactic moment too. So, but anyway, how are you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great. I think y'all picked it right off the bat. I think Artifice, Journeying, and Sea are what I'm all about. I want all the powers. The fact that there's a power, a lesser power, no doubt, called Crushing Depths, just makes me really, really freaking happy. And I'm not sure I'm going to take it, but I think I'm really about these abilities. They're very exciting. Although I have not thought of a non-human form. We've got everyone so far has depicted their characters as either inhuman or human-ish, I'm gonna have to work on the physical form of this character.
Yeah,
Because
that sounds cool. Maybe one of the parents was a giant deific vulture, and your brother got the head and you got the wings because for journeying. I don't know.
that could be very cool. Yeah, I could be down with that.
That's possible.
We could also be down with one hand and one talon.
Oh yeah, I mean, you do not have to pick between those two things. I think
exactly. And Jay, if that's something that's interesting to you, we might have opposite side talons, like
Yes, that's funny. Yes.
So we each have a hand and a talon,
and a talon.
If that's
that's fantastic. I like it.
Okay,
I like
cool.
it.
Yeah,
love it.
Thank you. There we go. I'll take wings and a talon.
Cool. That makes sense.
I assume that like the talon is still somehow attached on something that looks vaguely arm-like, so it doesn't seem like disproportionately sized. Like it's just what comes out of the sleeve are pointy bits rather than phalanges.
Yeah. And vultures are just so interesting, I think, just as birds. The idea that they don't have any feathers like from the neck up, so like they don't get gore in them and they can stay clean, I think is just awesome. And I just think they're really cool. So I'm excited to be able to like look up weird vulture facts and bring them back to the table to use in game. And we clearly need to figure out like who, we've clearly got a deific vulture and Subfate as parents. And so we'll have to figure out what that was.
And the ocean.
Right. I was going to say, yeah. I was going to say like, it could be the moon. It could be absolutely.
Ray, are you all insect all the time? Or are you like part insect, part human? Like how insect are you?
Ooh, I think it's one of those things where like, when you look at the back of a moth and like the wings can look like something else or someone else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think there are moments where I can look more human, but I have to take on the face of someone.
Sure.
That I had to kill for the sake of the faithful, right? So I don't have the same face all the time.
Do we remember Mrs. French from Buffy, who was like,
I don't remember,
like hot for teacher, and also praying mantis head, just like depending on like how you're looking at her, like.
I went right to that weird Guillermo del Toro movie from the early 2000s where the man-sized cockroaches living under New York have adapted to be able to mimic human beings with their like carapaces and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we're in the right area.
I also want to say like one of the most amazing things I learned years ago is that praying mantises only eat their partner if they know they're being watched. Right? Like it's an anxiety thing.
What?
And for some reason they can know even if it's a camera and there's no human, they will still do it. Yeah.
My God.
What?
Praying mantises that reproduce, but no one was watching, including a camera, they survive. So Yeah,
What?
out there. Just
You blew my mind. We could just stop
That's-
playing. This game has been worth it for me. Like if I only walk away with that fact. What?
That's crazy. Because, like, how do they know, right?
yeah, and that's when scientists were like, wait, so how do they know when a camera is watching, right? Like, what kind of senses do they have? So, but there you go.
Wow.
Everyone, I'm struggling to think of a third word. I've gone off death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Death
I don't
does
know.
it for you.
It just doesn't do it for me. It's all too like aggressive and mean. Also, like I'm a dragon now. My attacks all my attacks are magical D10. So like I don't need a mantle of this or I've got AC 3. Like Anyway, the moral of the story is I'm looking for suggestions for a third one.
Fire. For do you want to be that kind of dragon?
I'm like, part of me was like, is there like a farming word or like a plants word? But there
I
doesn't
think there's
seem.
fertility.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of it is focused on like giving people cancer. Which is literally
No.
like,
Oh my
woof,
God.
buddy.
Oh my god.
Slow your roll, Kevin. That's a bit inappropriate. Like,
There is one for cancer. Yeah, that's we can. I'm gonna X card that whole fucking word. I think that whole power at least. I would
Yeah,
like no one to die of. Yeah, I'm done with that. I can't even like watch hospital dramas. I'm just like I'm gonna leave the room, or burn down the whole world. It's one of the two. Anyway. Yeah. Oh my God. That is wild. Yeah, there is.
do you know what it is? I think I figured it out. I'm gonna take knowledge. I think I am the dragon who lives in a conceptual barrow that is full of treasure, including knowledge.
Got
and
it.
Also, I help dying people. That's my jam.
Cool. Love it.
And I'm married to the god of terrible vengeance.
Sounds good.
Everything you need to know about me.
That sounds awesome. Absolutely splendid. If you want to jump, like if anyone finishes up their words and wants to go to like the first three things, go right ahead and just like get your stats down and all the stuff that I was like, I'd rather talk about wild ass powers. And then the other fun thing we need to write down are 3 facts about your hero. They don't need to be more than a sentence or two. And when you make relevant when you make relevant rolls or a tribute checks that go with that, you get a +4. And we could also like just instead of +4, we could say it's you roll with advantage, and so you roll d20s twice. If that is more interesting to you, I think that's more interesting than d20s, and the math is about the same. For some reason, I find it more satisfying. That could just be when you're actually rolling dice on a table and not when you're... Anyway, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Facts. Rock out. I'm sure they're going to be way weirder than they have any right to be, which is awesome. Love it.
Okay, and so Judd, next to the word, it is asking for effort. What do I put there?
I believe you have 2 effort at the start. Effort is the measure of your Godbound's available divine energy. You commit it to use certain gifts on succeed or failing throws, and you get it back when gifts are no longer needed or you have some time to rest. Effort is the fuel of Godbound's divine powers. All of your effort has been committed. Your hero is at their limit.
Gotcha. Okay, so it starts off at 0, and then it'll get gotcha by. Cool.
And your effort score, if you're putting that in your character sheet, is going to start at 2, and that will go up in play. But yeah, I think you'll probably just check next to the power when you use effort to like activate the power, so that you know that you've done it.
Yeah,
that's all. And then it's dominion points and influence that like allow you to like change the world and do stuff.
Yeah, so I just want to just an update. I've chosen my abilities and my words. I'm gonna go to the other stuff.
Cool. And some of the abilities in the first paragraph like change your stats. So, feel free to fiddle around with that and like put the lowest stat on the thing that your powers give you the high stat for, so you can, whatever. I'm not gonna. Yes, have fun.
Yeah. Do you want to? I just picked my abilities as well, Ray. Do you want to tell us what yours are?
Yes. Content warning, insects. So
spelled INSECTS. You're listening at home and
so what I got under insects, I got chitinous vitality. So I just couldn't resist. I have a natural AC of 3. I can regrow lost extremities in 1 day, including my head, and I cannot be disabled by decapitation. I feel like this is vengeance against all the cockroaches in my life. I just wanna put that out there. Like, I used to stay at a boarding house where I had to battle with them every day. Anyway, so this is me making peace with that.
I dig that.
And then the other one I chose is Flesh of the Many. I collapse into a swarm of insects of my choice. So I can't use any offensive powers or anything, but I get to be like a swarm for a bit, which is really cool, which is fun. And also super sexy, I'm sure. And then, and then I got, on that note, because it totally makes sense, I'm going to switch to Desire. So I got Incandescent Need, provoke a tremendous desire for a person, thing, or general type of activity, or to be in a place. And then if I commit effort, it'll target up to a large mob. And then the second thing I got was Quench the Heart, where I also get to quench that thirst that I have created. So it's the dream, basically. And then I went for the scythe because I thought, I have this chitinous armor, gross situation. I'm gonna get myself the JoJo Bizarre Adventure scythe. It's okay.
Cool. So is that like the hand? Like you can punch things with death power?
I couldn't resist. I was like, it's 200 feet,
It's
like
a 200-foot scythe. Yeah, you.
If it wasn't 200 feet, I could have said no. I think that was the problem.
I do love also the wording of gaze there. So it's like, no, you just look at someone 200 feet away and they take 1d10 points of damage.
Also, it still does 1 damage even if I miss, which I really need because D20 is an eye. Like we have thing. Like when Lancer, I had to build a mech where I don't roll. That was what I had to
do. All right, I have 5 of my abilities, and I have 5 of my point spread, and I think they're all lesser, just because I wanted more. Like even though the graders were so cool, I just I want.
We'll get to it,
Yeah. So in Artifice, I have Command the Wheel. I have 10,000 tools, which allows me to always have any tool I want instantaneously, just like at hand, anything, like any kind of physical object tool. And I get to work as 1,000 people per day if I'm making stuff. I count as 1,000 people per day if I'm making something. Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
Your day labor,
like you, Sean. I just want to point that out.
It's 1,000 people per level. So when I'm second level, it'll be 2,000 people a day.
A character, not just yourself. I don't know if you got the map.
If this character at some point brings out a spreadsheet, we're stopping the game. I'm just saying that.
Deadlines.
If a spreadsheet comes out, I'd be like, well, Judd, my character brings out his their Excel spreadsheet.
I mean, I can pull out any tool, so you're right. It's a possibility. We'll have to X card that. No spreadsheets. And Commander of the Wheels, which allows me to seize control of any vehicle, mechanism, door, or object up the size of a small ship unless I made it, and then it can be any size I want. So if I created it, I could seize control of it as big as it is.
So we're going to get the 10,000 shorts to build Noah's Ark full scale.
Yeah.
And then you remotely...
I just want to be able to build a boat in a day. I mean, I'm just what I'm saying. Okay. I have in Journey, I have Open the Way, which allows me to always find a way into anything's defenses and find any way in. Notably, it does not allow you to find a way out. It's specific about that. So it's and then in C, I'm taking Secrets of the Deep. I get to know where all water is within 200 feet or 2,000 within a long distance, including the water running through people's veins. So I can know where anything is. And walking the tide, I can just walk through pools of water within a mile of each other. So I can step into one pool and I can step into any one water and pop out another, which just feels like very... I didn't want to be like Lord of the Depths, which allows you to like turn... I can turn like a shrimp into a kraken, which is like super cool, but it's just not... It's not the vibe I'm going for right now. It's more about the journey and less about sea creatures. So I have one more power, and I'm either looking at Crushing Depths, which allows me to just destroy anything up to 20 foot by 20 foot by 20 foot, just like as though the depths of the sea just crush you, or Dust at Your Heels, which just means you're always faster than whoever's chasing you. Just however fast they're going, you're going faster than they are. So I'm wondering what folks are.
Sean, in your voice, I hear a lot more excitement and drama and passion for one of those options than the other one.
Yeah. All right. Crushing Depths it is. So that's these abilities are bananas, and I love them. And I already want like 6 more, but these are great.
True. I forgot to mention my vengeance one, which is I was like, huh? Did I spend too many?
Yeah. I was you got all these sweet ones. What's your vengeance
I got distracted. So that was the one greater power I spent on, which is Final Reckoning. Commit effort for the scene, target a creature you've seen before, naming a particular act they have committed that you find offensive. If they have actually done the act, the creature is immediately struck by a curse or misfortune of your choice, including lethal events. So that's pretty
nice.
Yeah. So we shall see.
I can't wait to create curses with you. Like, I just think that's going to be awesome. Like,
I know, so much fun. I'm so excited.
Very good. I'm happy to talk through my gifts.
Yeah.
So I've got from death, my Death God special is Withholding the Mercy. So anyone reduced to 0 hit points or hit dice within 200 feet of me, I get to choose if they stabilize or die. Just casually,
Nice.
as one does. Then if I scroll through, I have the Unveiled Truth from Knowledge. Commit effort for the scene to get an answer to any question, provided that no one is intentionally concealing the answer. From Passion, I have Banner of Passion. So all lesser foes within earshot or sight are suffused with a powerful emotion of my choice.
Ooh.
Or Snuff the Heart's Candle, instantly quell an emotion in a visible target.
Wow.
And then my special dragon powers. Let me see. I have Sinews of the Serpent. I have tremendous physical might. I can smash through stone construction, crush wooden structures, carry weights no heavier than a small ship, etc. I have Second Skin. I can transform into humanoid shapes of my wish. And I have Inexhaustible Hoard. I can always afford anything costing 1 wealth or less.
Awesome.
And by committing effort, I can afford a single purchase of up to wealth 10.
Wow. That sounds like a lot. This is where I very quickly look up the wealth system.
Right. Like, how does wealth work? What is all this? I'm renaming an ability, by the way. It's called 10,000 Tools, which I don't think is nearly as cool as 10,000 Hands. So that's the name of my ability now. It's 10,000 Hands. I get 10,000 Tools as TTT, but we don't need that much alliteration.
The man with 10,000 hands, Sean Nipper!
Hey, Roger.
It's Mad J0.
I'm still working through some stuff. I have a rough draft. So I have Death and Night. I'm going with those. I'm playing around with Fate as a word, only because it has a gift called Read the Signs, which lets you know all about an individual for the most part, fate-wise, where they've been, what they've done,
neat.
what fate has in store for them. And I think that feels cool, being a custodian of tombs. I'd like to know, when your time is, right? And from the death word, I took Keeper of Graves, and I can't read my handwriting. No release. So that allows me to pick a target, commit effort, and that target simply cannot die.
I'm so delighted that you took that movie. I saw it and I was just very enamored with it. And I was like, I'm not going to take it. I really hope someone else takes it. So
yeah, no, I think that's I think that's pretty cool. I took that. From Night, I took Knives of Night. So I'm able to fashion the darkness into knives and into a weapon. I can also see through darkness, in darkness. I don't need any light or anything like that. Night is an extension of myself. I also took Sleep. Sleep here, well, they call it something different. Hang on a second. It's called the Still Silence of Sleep. You commit effort for the scene. All lesser foes within 50 feet. They've got to make a spirit save or fall asleep. But I get to dictate what their dreams are or their nightmares are.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I can send and receive messages with my fellow Pantheon members and close associates through the dreams if they permit it.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I was just going to say, does that work on us? Because if so, super freaking cool.
Yeah.
Can I briefly pull us aside from character creation to make a suggestion?
Yeah.
What if Jay's character is the one of us who was still awake, like watching over the others while we slept?
That makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Like that would have been their role.
We were built a special barrow, but he is the guardian of barrows, and so no barrow could be splendid enough for him to sleep.
Right.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Just gonna lean in the doorway and keep watch.
watch.
And like wandering around the people's dreams on the island, Yeah. Cool.
Yep. I mean,
yeah, so
I
that's
think
where
that
I am.
could.
I think. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I think that could add some spicy, conflict there. For the rest of us who are like, well, you just let me sleep for like 1,000 years. Great. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I thought we were family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and clearly you
had
had to
Sharpie on my face while I was sleeping.
Right. And clearly like you had to, let them sleep for whatever reason, and we can figure that out and play.
Perfect.
I am excited to do that. Very cool.
Okay, so how does the stats thing work?
You pick them. So they
20s.
Yeah.
It's the
It says roll or pick.
I would pick. It's 16, 14, 13, 13, 10, 8. I would definitely pick.
True.
And you can put the 8, as I said, like one of the things I would always do is I would put the 8 in the, like if you have sometimes a word will give you a high stat. So like assume that the high stat is the 8 and then put the rest where you need them. But I think I'm only going to ask for those. I'm not going to ask for those rolls when you're climbing a wall. I'm going to ask for those rolls when you're doing something really epic. So I just want you to like realize that I'm yeah, like you still are a god in a weakened state, but I'm not going to first level D&D.
I mean, Judd, you say that, but I don't have a stat lower than 13.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a monster, Luke, and I don't mean your character. I mean you. You're a monster.
So, question about that, like, put your dump stats where your words would go. How would we know what word went with what? How does that all?
It's the second paragraph in the words blurb.
Yeah.
It has.
Okay, I have to find that.
It's the second paragraph in the words blurb. Got it.
Yep.
The death one means we can all boss undead things around, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think so. Let's make sure we like have the characters done. Let's name them. Maybe like write down our facts, like things that we're really good at, and or things that or relationships or whatever it is. And then we will. I think then we'll take a break and come back and play a little bit and see how this thing rolls.
That sounds great.
That is the plan as of now.
Judd, for the modifiers, is
Yeah.
it the usual, like do it usual D&D?
Yeah, I've got them here in front of me. So 13 to 15 is +1, 16 to 17 is +2, and the mighty score of 18 is +3.
Right, it's the classic Kevin Crawford, slightly odd modifier range. Yep.
And then you want to note down your hero's attribute checks. For each attribute, subtract 21 from 21 to find that attribute check score.
Yeah, math is automated.
Got it. Oh, it's in there. Oh, great. Cool. And then let's do the facts, because I think they could be kind of like fun and relationshipy and or just strange. I I expect to be surprised. But I and names and all that fun stuff. And I feel like if my friend came to me with this game and we got to the part where it was like picking your armor and your weapons, I would be like, that needs to go, dude. That needs to be out of this game really fast. It needs to be gone. Please stop. But
my weapons, my teeth. Moving on.
Yes. But such is life. There it is. Bum. Where are you at, Jay? What are you grinding on here?
I'm looking at facts.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I just read the 3 prompts, so I'm trying to figure out what my facts may look like in those.
Yeah, and I don't know if those prompts work, right? I just don't. So I could see yours having something to do with defending a place,
right?
Because I feel like your character is very place centered, or keeping something in place, or keeping something where it belongs, or
what if so are the witch queens recently new, or have they always been around?
Here's what I'm thinking. Tell me what you all think. I think the witch queens were an institution that you set up, and they have ventured far from your image. Like they have ventured far from your word, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe I was a guardian, bodyguard, a protector of a witch queen.
Could be, or like, all right. So rather than I was a bodyguard of the witch queen, maybe like you are the patron saint of witch queen's house guard, right?
Yes.
So like,
okay, yeah.
Does that make more sense?
Yes.
And the other thing I want to just say is not all words have stats attached to them.
Right.
So there, it just might be that your words don't change a stat at all.
Correct.
Which is very possible. So like
yeah. I was looking, and my
so like,
words don't change,
so like
stats.
Yeah, so like insect doesn't. And what else? What other words we got in the house?
But it does mean like heroes with journeying word always know exactly where they are, never lose their way, know the destination. It may treat travel as if it was restful and nourishing to them, and sound sleep and a good meal. Like that's the kind of like thing you get for choosing the journeying word,
Right.
than say like a stack.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm also struggling because like my cat is taking up half of the desk.
Yes.
And I don't have the heart to remove her.
No, that's very reasonable. I would not ask you to move them if.
So I just trying to move the mouse over and over again, and the mouse is like, "No, I don't want it."
The word desire changes charisma to 16, or if you already have it at 16, it changes it to 18.
Oh, nice. I think. Okay, she moved her leg, so
nice.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Judd,
where do we find facts? Like where do you go to? I did a word search for facts, and it came up 9,000 times. So I was like,
page 11.
Page 11. Okay, good. Not page 117.
Yeah.
But
like I feel like let's change the prompts, right? Your first fact should be about your origins. Your second should be about your hero's past profession. Your third fact should be about a relationship your hero has. So let's say your first fact I'm going to skip. Your second fact should be the professions that like hold your character as their patron saint, or always have shrines to your character, right? So like Jay mentioned that like the Queen's House Guard. Awesome. Yes. So like we know some things that Jay's character is good at. The third fact should be a relationship your hero has with some organization, religion, or other group. I think that's awesome. I think we can keep that one as is. And the first fact, maybe something strange about your character that has nothing to do with anything else. How about? It's that weird little thing about your character where people look back in the myth and they're like, "What? They play the lute? What? Like, why do they do that? Like, let's do that." And so, what are you the patron saint of? A relationship you have with an organization, religion, or other group, and then something about the character that has nothing to do with any of the other stuff, or is just you wouldn't have guessed. And that just allows us to put some weird detail in that I feel like religions are good at.
What's like right now? I have career as patron of travelers. Cool. Is that the way to sort of like write these, or should we write them like as more descriptive? Because I'm just looking at things like write a descriptive sentence about the should we?
I think saying like my character is the patron saint of travelers is great.
Cool.
And then if something happens and you need to find a faster route, you'll get that +4 or whatever. I'm trying to think of like a non-mundane, terrible roll that will happen, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. If you are, trying to get through lead the group through a terrible storm that, one of your enemies has raised against you, then, I will let that roll can be.
Fantastic.
All right, I've got one fact.
Yeah.
Hit it.
I am the last comfort of dying men.
Nice.
Which is to say, I am the patron saint of people who are dying.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. That's great.
So one of the facts should be connected to like a group?
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to make something up. I feel like, if you'd like. And also, I wonder if having a fact about each other wouldn't be terrible and game breaking. I don't know.
Ooh.
I would like that. I'd like a fact that.
It's a relationship fact, and my first impulse was to write a relationship fact about Ray's character.
Yeah. Let's do that. So the third fact, we're not going to world build with the third fact. I don't think we're going to have trouble world building. So I don't think we need it. So the third, and we're not going to need trouble. I don't think we're going to have trouble connecting your characters to the world. So the third fact is your relationship to each other. Something about one of the other deities in the Pantheon. Yeah.
So relationship fact, who worships you fact.
Yeah.
Weird, unexpected fact.
Yeah. The wild card fact. Yep.
Jay, do you have a character? Do you have a name for your character yet?
I don't.
And speaking of which, do we have a naming convention that we want to use?
Nice. Yeah.
Do we want to use Viking names?
Yes,
do we
please help us. Please help us.
Yeah.
So they've got names in the book. Hold on one second.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, nice.
It is on page 88, and it's mostly Viking-ish names. So. Part of me after.
It's been too long since we've had some good reading on the screen, so I'll throw up.
Yeah. I am grabbing I grabbed place names of Orkney after Luke talking about things before. And yeah, that's pretty good. I just grabbed a list of names of the Orkney Islands. And they are in the private. That's in the private chat, and there's some winners there.
Yeah.
And anyone from the Orkney Islands whose names we are butchering, I apologize. I apologize. But yeah, there's some good ones. There's some really, really cool names.
Jay, you just tell me when you've got a name, and I will tell you my fact.
All right.
Sounds good.
Obviously subject to, making sure it sounds good to you, but. I really like Grimhild. I think that's a very cool name. I'm taking it.
Cool.
All right, Ray, once you've got a name for your character, I've got a fact.
Oh, nice. I like how both Jay and I are waiting to be found stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay, you should go first, Jay. You should go first.
I'm searching.
The list of islands is very cool, actually.
Oh, there we go. I like that one.
Okay, I think I'm gonna choose. I also apologize if I'm not pronouncing this properly. I will look this up over the week. Ain Hollow looks really cool. I just like having the word hollow in my name. It's very edgy.
Yeah. I mean, I took Grimhild because it's got Grim in the word.
Yeah, even I shot it being edgy. So.
All right, I think I'm going to put it in the chat. I think it's Nal?
NJAL, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That one's nice. Nice.
Ray, could you repeat your name, please?
Oh yeah, I will also put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Ain Hollow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Ain Hollow is my greatest treasure and my deepest wound.
Oh my god.
I love it so much. I love it. Delicious.
That's amazing.
Jay, what pronouns is Nal gonna use?
I think I think he, him.
Okay. Grimhild's gonna use she, her, and I'm going to say I stole my brother Nal's arm.
Nice.
We don't know which is which.
Right.
I'm not going to say whether I took your vulture or your human arm, but once upon a time we each only had both. But I took one of yours. We can decide later what it is. If you like that.
I do. I like that.
Luke, what is your character's name?
My character's name is Ald Barrow Hugh.
All right, we can throw that in. Thank you.
I have a fact. Al Barrow Hugh.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Al Barrow Hugh. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna throw it out there. You say yay or nay. Nal knows that Al Barrow Hugh was adopted.
Being as I am a dragon, that is not a surprise to me.
Impossible.
Where the dad is like, I'm sorry, but you were adopted. You what?
I think we, whatever the Pantheon is, right? Maybe there's an older one, maybe there's a splinter or whatever, and we kept Al Barrow Hugh.
Given the unexpected fact I just wrote, that fits perfectly.
Oh,
Nice.
what did you write?
I was an island once, in long gone days when the seas boiled and the earth heaved. Perhaps I will be again.
Nice.
That's so effing awesome. That is the kind of weird ass fact that I wanted. That was like, that's exactly it. Yes.
Yeah.
How is that going to affect a roll? I have no idea.
Island Judd, I know all about islands.
I know. I can see how it would happen, but I just love that. Yes, that's great. What I'm saying is yes.
I have a weird fact in mind, but I don't know if it'll be rollable either. But
That's okay.
I just kind of like the idea where humans will know I'm nearby when they are suddenly overcome with the urge to count all the insects nearby.
Oh wow. Cool.
Kind of like a Baba Yaga counting fingers situation.
Yeah.
That feels very invocable for like you trying to frighten mortals. Like they've already noticed that they're doing the like. I think it's plenty.
Okay.
Yeah. Me too.
Nice.
Me too. Love it.
I went with Nal before the Great Sleep. You know how Hermes is the messenger of the gods?
Yeah.
I think Nal before the Great Sleep was the assassin of the gods.
Ooh. Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
Did we go to sleep to wait out the consequences of a war we started with another Pantheon in another part of the world? We're just like, it's got a bit out of hand. We're just going to sleep it off for a couple of millennia. We'll let it cool off.
It'll be fine. The Witch Queen's got this.
It's fine. Our old priesthood, they can take care of things while we go.
Yeah. We got to peace out for a bit, guys. We're going to hide out. My fact is related to the world building answer that I gave earlier. And that is, I hear the earth sing love songs to the moon.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
That's
Sean,
fantastic.
Did you once build a magic ship so that the moon could come down and visit the Earth?
I'm not saying I didn't. That's why I got the 1,000. See, I didn't realize that each word had its own abilities, like right off the bat. So normally, just by having artifice, even without the 10,000 hands, I could build as 100 people per day. So that move is just making it extra over the top. I don't know that 10,000 hands is actually necessary, but I'm sticking to it. I love it, and I think it allows me to justify ridiculous things just like that. So yeah, I think.
Sean, I need a moderator to erase something. For some reason, I can't do it. I don't know why. I have to switch to moderator view or something.
In Twitch?
Oh yeah, here. Hold on a second. Oh, bum.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I think maybe I'm
stop your amazing game talks to.
There we go.
Something
modded.
You got
Thank you. Yeah, I got it.
Thanks. Awesome.
I was on my way.
So, here's the deal. I was going to have the young witch queen Hunda come and pray and wake you up, and I'm still going to do that. But I pictured her as 12 years old, and I'm not dropping a 12-year-old among you monsters. That's just not happening.
Yeah.
But
So,
I'm so delightful around children. I'm
You
such a
know
good
we're gonna make out with whoever wakes us up, so let's not make them 12. Come on. Let's just be honest with ourselves and not make it weird.
Hunda is 20. Hunda is 20, which to me is still like
That's still
way
an
young.
absolute child, considering
absolute
we're
child.
all eons old. But
Yeah.
The good thing is that we're eons old, but just like vampires and most white men, we haven't actually matured at all. So
gotcha.
we're eons old, but we still act like prepubescent teenagers, or pubescent. Not prepubescent. Pubescent teenagers.
That is awesome. Yeah, I think Hunda comes to the old barrows, right? Old with an E at the end, where you all are sleeping, and only how do we say your name, Jay? Nagal? Nal? Nal. Yeah, I think only Nal who walks in dreams, while waiting for their siblings to awaken, is there to hear her prayers. But I think even Nal is a little surprised as she starts to pray and say these old prayers that have not been said in centuries. Nal's siblings start to stir, and Luke, what happens when Aldebaro Hugh stirs? Like what happens to how do people know?
There's an important question that you and I have to work out among ourselves, Judd.
Yes.
The game specifically says in the Dragon rules, you are whatever size both you and the GM agree is appropriate.
Right.
So, how big am I?
I don't know. I bigger than a bread box, I guess.
I want to posit an idea that there is not a single truth to that answer. I want to posit the idea that much like anime and sort of mythic storytelling, that there are times when the dragon is simply large, like bigger than a person, but still could fit in person spaces. And there are times when a dragon is as big as a mountain. And whether you're punching a hole in the sky or burrowing to the center of the earth or just like sipping tea with somebody is entirely contextual. I would throw that out there, that the size that you are is just something you should describe in any given scene, how big you are right now.
This is not Blades in the Dark, and so fictional positioning doesn't matter. So there's no reason that I can't just narrate some wild bullshit.
That's the game we're playing, is narrate some wild bullshit.
I love that answer.
Yeah. How?
How do we know that I have awoken? I am the arrow that we are sleeping in.
Oh, nice. Love it. Yeah. Yes.
So there is like a cracking sound and like a flock of birds that have nested on top of the barrow, like flutter away, and then like rips start to open in all the moss that's grown over the side of the barrow, and I like uncoil my, at this point probably like 50-foot length. And I am a dragon that my scales look like shards of slate and shale.
Nice.
So like blue black stone, slick with like ocean spray, very like gnarled and weathered, and like I could just be a part of the rock.
Cool. I think young Hunda looks up and sees things start to moving around. Ray, what signs happen on the island that let people know that Einhollow is waking up?
Yeah, I think there's a sound like rain, but people look up and realize that there is no such thing. Instead, it is all the insects waking up in the middle of winter when they shouldn't, reaching out into the snow and dying upon the snow when they shouldn't.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow. Oh,
Just
my goodness.
Simple stuff like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Honda continues praying, and Grimhild, what signs are there that you are awakening?
Pinocchio style, as as all Barrow Hugh like uncoils and the island that is the dragon awakens into your mouth. The waters rush in, and with them 3 giant ships, each from a different island that have been pulled, each with their banners and their cannon, their implements of war, are pulled in against their will as the waters rise, and they're brought to us.
Nice.
Sorry, I gave us 3 people to be all pissed off at each other right off the bat.
Yeah. Nal, like, do you show yourself, or has something awoken in you?
No, I do. I want to talk. I want to. Yes, I have like a sentence for Honda. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yes. What does that look like when she's praying? How is she praying?
She is I think, in the barrow, she has put like a prayer blanket down, and she's on her knees. And she has like a spear on her right, and her sword on her left, and like her shield on her back. And she left her undead outside out of respect for you. And she's wearing ceremonial clothes, not clothes for battle, but she's brought her weapons just in case, because that's probably the old tradition.
She prayed with eyes open, eyes closed?
That's a great question. I think eyes open.
Okay.
And I think she continues praying as the barrow starts moving, and the she becomes she's soaked with salt water, and you can hear ships creaking outside, and
So for a moment, I make it completely dark, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just my voice, and I say to her, "You are too soon. You have made a mistake. This will be on you."
Nice. That's awesome. And
I was wondering if you were going to be down with this awakening.
That's awesome. Let's break right there, for goodness sake. I don't want to tread on that. I think we just take a break.
Nice.
Go hydrate, and we will be back in a moment. And thank you for staying with us, and we'll see what happens when these deities wake up and start kicking the world in the teeth a little bit. That's going to be interesting.
All right.
Cool. We'll see you in a few.
Soon.